Mikel Arteta just might be cooked. Josh Kroenke held a meeting with Arteta discussing what he expects at the end of this season. Now, with everything he's been given, trophies must be won, lads. And this is honestly not an outrageous expectations because when Edu was fired, Mr. Edu, who would always come out short with transfers, they ended up hiring this man, Andrea Berta, and he absolutely cooked with what they gave him. He went out and upgraded the backup goalkeeper situation with Kepa. Not only that, he went out and he signed Party's replacement in Supamendi. Then he got Jorginho's replacement in Norgard. So far, so good. Then he got depth on the wing position with Madueke. This is probably one of the most questionable, if not the only questionable transfer, because Madueke ended up going for 52 million, and some may say he flopped at Chelsea, and he was brought to Chelsea for 30 million. So maybe the transfer fee there was a bit excessive, but Madueke is not a bad player. Now, they went out and got the number 9 that Arsenal has been pleading for in Victor Gyökeres. Then they went out and got center back depth with Mosquera, and not only that, another left back that can play center back in Hincapie. So, not only did Berta went out and get the players that Arsenal needed, he also got players that Arsenal fans and Mikel Arteta didn't even know they needed. You know, Hincapie, Norgard, Mosquera. These weren't transfers that people thought Arsenal needed, but now that they're here, they understand that. And after all that, let's not forget they went and hijacked Eze from Spurs. So they've addressed the left wing position, the striker position, the midfield, the defense, goalkeeper, top to bottom. They absolutely cooked. They gave Arteta everything he wanted and more. Now look at the depth here. The back four remains the same. The backups are different with Kiwior and Zinchenko on the way out. Now you have Mosquera, Hincapie as the backup center back. Calafiori can also slide in there. Ben White, Timber, many people can slide in just in case. But in the midfield, you've got, Declan Rice, Odegaard from last season. Supamendi comes in. Norgard, Marino, and Ethan Nwaneri as depth. This is pretty good depth. You could even argue the backups could have finished top 4 possibly with Arsenal. Front 3, Eze replacing the terrorist Martinelli. Gyökeres finally a natural number 9. Havertz is injured as well, but they still have Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, Madueke, and Damen on the right side. This team really does not have a weakness when lined up like this. The only thing you could say is, maybe Eze's not, maybe Odegaard's not up to par. Maybe he's not in form like he hasn't been for a whole year now. Eze slides in at cam and could possibly put Trossard, Nwaneri, Dauman, Madueke at the left-hand side. There's definitely options to play with at Arsenal. So Arteta has everything and more. But will Arsenal actually win a significant title this season? And so far, 3 games in, I don't think they win anything more than the FA Cup. I'm going to be honest. Because when it comes to Champions League, you need a lot of luck when it comes to the Champions League. Last season, Donnarumma was basically the reason why Arsenal didn't get to a Champions League final. Donnarumma is no longer there. So if Donnarumma would have left the year before, Arsenal would have been in a Champions League final against Inter. So that's what I'm talking about. It takes a lot of luck to win a UCL. Many things have to go your way. And I'm not going to bank on Arsenal winning their first Champions League this season. And I'm not going to bank on them being able to overcome Liverpool. Because Arsenal is better than the 19 other Premier League teams. And as a fan, looking at this response from Liverpool, breaking the English transfer record not once but twice, bringing in 2 strikers over 90 million each, they're lucky the Guehi didn't go through, because then I would have been 100% Liverpool going to win this Premier League. But thank God for Crystal Palace's manager threatening to quit if they let go of him, because if not, they would literally have no weakness. I've been saying Liverpool need a center back, and not only did they get a center back, they were getting an England starter at center back. So aside from that, Liverpool got everything. And Liverpool's defense was looking absolutely despicable before they played Arsenal. It seems like everybody went back to form. Second, Arsenal, came into Anfield. Van Dijk, turned back the clock 5 years. Konate played his best game of the season. Kerkez was cooking. Dominic Szoboszlai, absolutely man of the match. In my opinion, which I'm going to address, he's the best center attacking mid in the Premier League. Best footballing center attacking mid. They end up getting a decent backup goalkeeper. They end up getting a nice little young center back. It was a formidable transfer window for Liverpool. Because honestly, if you really go throughout the world and rank transfer windows, number 1 is Liverpool, number 2 is Arsenal. And that's why Liverpool won the Premier League, Arsenal came in second. So I just have to say, you can't really knock off Liverpool. It's going to be very difficult. Because let's say, worst comes to worst, which I'm not wishing Ekitike, who has 3 goals in 3 games, were to get hurt. Oh, well, you just bought Isak. Oh, Florian Wirtz, record-breaking bid. Transfer gets hurt. Oh, well, you're going to go back to the midfield of McAllister, Gravenberg, and Szoboszlai, which won you a Premier League. So, genuinely, they've got a ton of depth. You may even argue more depth than Arsenal. So, it's just hard for me to see Arsenal win the Premier League, and it's hard for me to see them win the UCL this season. And not only that, I think the FA Cup is where they're going to have to run for it. And as a fan, I'm going to back my team, but if I could change my prediction, which originally I had Liverpool second, Arsenal first, I would flip it. Now that the window's closed. Because we've seen them play each other. No Saka, you could say that. Odegaard was hurt. Oh, well, when you look at Liverpool, well, Frimpong was hurt. Isak hadn't arrived. It goes both ways. And genuinely, that was a very even match, but it took an individual moment, an absolute worldie, to spark the difference. And it was coming from a center attacking mid who played right back, shut down the left winger, and not only that, scored an absolute worldie. And that's like Dominic Szoboszlai. It's a serious time player. But this is why Arteta's cooked right there, because if they're expecting him to win a big time trophy this season, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to say it's going to happen because I don't have faith. If I had to bet $1 million, I'd say Arsenal end up with an FA Cup and that's it, which is not enough. I will agree, it's not enough. But also Arteta's in that position that, yes, you had a phenomenal transfer window, but somehow somebody else had a better one. And not only that, they finished above you last season. That's the thing about the Premier League. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Who do you think will win the Premier League? If I had to bet $1 million, I would put my money on Liverpool. Champions League, it can go anywhere. It's not all on luck, but luck has a very big influence on who wins the UCL. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.